you guys, I am in the kitchen today with a huge like 3-pound bag of garlic that I got from Costco. And my goal is to do several different methods to preserve it. So one of these methods I've already done multiple times, which is making fermented honey garlic. These are great for when you're not feeling the best. You can take them and you get all the benefits of raw garlic, but without that like spicy flavor. So even like kids can eat it pretty well. You can also eat 1 clove a day like preventatively. But I'm also going to be trying 2 other methods. I'm going to be doing some minced garlic and olive oil, as well as some vinegar garlic that you can store in the fridge. So we'll see how it goes. So for now, I've got my garlic in my 3 jars. I'm going to do the minced garlic in a smaller jar, the honey garlic in a smaller jar, and then I'm going to preserve the rest in the larger jar. Here is some already made honey garlic. It does take up to 6 weeks to get it nice and fermented. So that's why I want to go ahead and get it started. That way, by the time this runs out, we already have plenty more. Well, I'm taking all the garlic, and some of them are kind of yucky, so I'm putting those. I just bought this garlic, so that's kind of sad. But it's worth, I guess, to me not having to peel a million garlic cloves. But I don't know. I am putting this jar for the vinegar. These are the ones I'm going to blend up in the food processor. So I'm putting some of the really huge ones because I don't really tend to want like one massive clove. So the big ones I'm putting in here so that I can blend them up really well. And then for the honey garlic, you only want to fill up your jar about halfway to leave a lot of space for some extra honey on top.
Making that?
Yeah, I'm going to make some of the honey garlic. Yeah, try to find some of the smaller cloves for the honey garlic. You want the size clove that you're fine chewing up as a solid. So the bigger it is, no, don't put the big one in there. The bigger it is, you know, that just means the more garlic you're going to be eating in one sitting. So I do like to try to find some of the smaller garlic cloves. Yeah, pour it on in there. For the honey, I'm just pouring some raw local honey right on top of my garlic and giving it a minute to kind of seep into all the cracks. So there we go. You do want to have some extra honey floating around in there. I will put a lid on it, and then every day for about a week or 2, I will release the pressure from the lid, shake it around a little bit, and then after a week or 2, I'll just leave it alone and let it keep fermenting for another 4 weeks, and then we just eat them 1 clove at a time. All right, pour them on in there. Whoa. I do have a much larger food processor, but I think this is going to be sufficient for this amount of garlic cloves. Okay, this is my immersion blender with this little food processor attachment. So May, why don't you pulse it for me? Go. Okay, there we go. We've got some minced garlic. So I'm going to put that in my jar and then going to pour over some olive oil. All right, let's see. We're going to pour it on top. Whoa, I think it's going to need some time to seep down inside there. You see? It's seeping down inside. And then I just pour a little bit more until it's all the way covered. Okay, I think it all looks fully covered. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna pour just a tiny bit on top to make sure that all of it is completely covered. And then I read that you just store this in the refrigerator, and this should last a little over a month is what I hear. So we will try it out. With the garlic preserved in vinegar, all that I had read to do was to boil some vinegar, and we're going to be pouring that right on top of those garlic cloves. I did want to mention, I had read that garlic cloves can turn blue because of the acidity in the vinegar. It happened to mine, but they say they're perfectly edible. Oh, looky there. I did just the right amount. And I'm also going to just put a lid on this one, and I'm going to let it cool down a little bit and put it in the refrigerator. Now, I read that this style of preservation can last up to a whole year. So I'm going to try this garlic out when I'm like making salsa or something where I want a whole clove of garlic thrown in. I'm going to use the oil garlic here when I'm actually like cooking a meal that I'm, you know, if I'm sauteing veggies or something. That way I don't even have to chop up garlic anymore. I'll just, you know, put a tablespoon of this in there or whatnot. And then the honey garlic here, we eat more so medicinally. I have made some like honey garlic pork chops or chicken or some type of marinade, you can use it for that. But primarily I use it just like for health purposes and like medicinally to take 1 a day. There you go, garlic preserve 3 different ways. I am always learning so much in the kitchen. I'm just all about real food, nourishing your body, and I feel like on that journey definitely leads to things like sourdough and fermenting and preserving and all that. So if you are on that journey or want to be, definitely subscribe down below and join me for the ride.